welcome back to Pentatonic Pathways Solo Part 3. That name is an absolute mouthful and I will be contemplating maybe changing it or renaming it in the future. Anyway, for now we're going to be looking at the same progression we have been looking at, working with the same shapes we've been working with, and today our goal is to be adding some open strings. The main strings I kind of like to add in when I do these kinds of things are the high E, the B, and the G string. You can do the D as well, really depends what kind of feel you're going for and if you can get it in there. But regardless, doesn't really matter. Not all the licks have open strings in them, only some. But yeah, anyway, we'll be looking at them one by one. I'll play the solo for you and then we'll get into breaking them down. Awesome, thanks heaps. Alright, so our first lick is going to have a bit of an opener that you're probably very familiar with by now. Using the sort of higher end of the E form bar chord for G, slide up to the 4th fret of the G string, and then grab the 3rd fret of the high E. Try and have them ring out together. Bit of a country thing. We can pretend we're Garth Brooks or Brad Paisley. I don't know if Garth Brooks plays guitar, to be honest, but I know Brad Paisley does, so anyway. Sliding up to 4 on the G, grabbing 3 on the high E. Then we're going to switch over to the D string. We're going to switch over to the B string. We're going to grab 5 on the B, down to 3 on the B, and then open. Might have seen something similar in an E blues at one point, but anyway. Sliding up to 4 on the G, grabbing 3 on the high E, to 5 on the B, down to 3 on the B, open B. Then after that, we've given that open B a chance to breathe. We're going to grab the 3rd on the G string again, sorry, the 4th on the G string again, real quick, it's just a passing note, and slide up to 7. And when we get to that 7 on the G string, we're going to skip the B and grab 7 on the high E. I like to add some vibrato on the double stop. These little shapes, some people call them 6s or 6ths. Could be wrong there, but they sound very cool, very classic. Lick number 2. After moving up to where we are, thinking about that D shape for the G, and almost trying to connect it back to that E. This one's pretty quick, it just goes by, it's sort of like a tagline thrown on the end of that first lick. So we're going to start on the 10th fret of the B string. We're going to pluck it, nice and firm, pull off to the 8, slide down to the 7. Adding that F sharp we spoke about from last time. And then we're going to grab the G again, the 8th fret, and pull off back to 7. And once we've done that little F sharp G dance twice, we're going to go up to the G string and grab 9 on the G, down to 7, and then we've got a little pick and pull off slide. So that's what happens when we get to the G string. So we're descending on the B, to the G, and then we're going to grab 9 on the D string, slide down to 7, pull off to 5. And that 7th fret of the D, I don't pluck that. I pluck the 9, slide to 7, pull off to 5. A good trick to get your pull-offs sounding nice and even and strong, to kind of pull down. Just a little. You don't have to be trying to pluck multiple strings, but just a little. Because then it's kind of the friction of your finger coming off the string almost picks it again for you. So that lick one more time. And then we've got a little favourite of mine that I use a lot. It's kind of looking at this, you know, the 10th fret A shape for the A form for the G. Slide up to the 10th fret of the A. Then you're going to grab 9 on the G string. And from 9 on the G string you'll go to 11 and slide up to 12. So slide to 10 on the A, skip the D string, 9 on the G, 11 on the G, 12 on the G, and then a cool 10-12 on the B to finish that off. So we'll go from so just a quick little phrase. Sliding up to 10 on the A, 9 on the G, 11 on the G, 12 on the G, 10-12 on the B. Awesome, so that is our third lick, and then our fourth and final lick is, so we're going to be looking at the this little shape down here is what we're working out of. We've got, you know, 12 on the G, 12 on the B, and 10 on the high E. This one uses the open high E and the open B string. Be gentle with your picking or your plucking here, because if you pick too hard, you can fudge the sound of the open string a little bit. So we're going to start on the 12th fret of the high E, 12 on the high E, 10 on the high E, pull off to open, 12 on the B, 10 on the B, pull off to open, 12 on the G to 11 on the G, getting that F sharp. And then on the second time we use that one, because I like ending on those doubles, once we get from the 12 to the 11, and we sit on that F sharp for a second, we resolve back to the G. So, awesome. I hope these licks were helpful for you. I hope you've been enjoying the pentatonic pathways so far. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see more of you soon, and I'll explain a little bit more in the outro. Hello again. How's it going? Thank you for joining me for the third pentatonic pathway solo. The next thing we're going to start looking at is, we've done G major, so we're going to start doing A minor and the shapes and stuff for that, and we'll be looking at some licks with that. And then after I've done A minor, we'll look at putting G and A minor together and seeing some of the runs and ideas we can come up with, and, you know, bolting that onto your scales and everything. You may have noticed prior to this one, I did a video called Talking Tunes, where I was talking about some albums, because, you know, why wouldn't you just want to hear my unfiltered opinion all the time? Actually, it's incredibly filtered. I don't want to get in too much trouble. But it is what it is, right? Anyway, yeah, so thanks heaps. There'll be more of those. I'm going to try and start putting some new ideas together and some different kind of content. So it's basically all going to be music related, unless something really strikes me as incredibly inspiring. But yeah, thank you again. Keep practicing. You know, go back to that first video, use that backing track, give these licks a go, see how everything goes for you. I've been working on some band stuff. I play guitar in a band, I know. Another knob who does that. But anyway, as some of that music gets released, I'll probably explain and teach some of that here because I think that'd be really cool and I hope you guys would enjoy that. Anyway, keep up the good work. Remember, with music, you can fall in love every day. Just gotta find the right tune. Peace.